What's up guys, this is Gidas FIFA and welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Premier League. First of all, let me apologize because I am one day later than usually. Usually I'm up at Thursday, but today of course is Friday. I'm really sorry about that, and the reason is I simply forgot. I got caught up in the work and basically I forgot that it's the day to make a video, so yeah, I apologize for that. But now let's proceed to the standard episode, and let's take a look at our score from the from past 2 weeks actually, because last week we had FA Cup, was it, and we didn't have any Premier League. We got 54 points, quite decent, with an average of 47. That's what, 7 points more, which is quite nice. 7 points for De Gea, 8 for McAuley, 7 for Coleman. Good results here. 15 for Alexis Sanchez, and unfortunately nothing special for my attackers. We had some good points in the defense and in midfield, but unfortunately not too good this time in attack. So let's hope our luck will change. And let's remember that in this game week we are actually having, if you see, 2 games less, so we of course will need to put David De Gea and Alexis Sanchez on the bench as they are not playing. I don't think there is a date set yet for the teams to replay the game, but as you can see in the schedule, we have Game Week 28 quickly approaching, and it is just 5 games. So we will definitely have to prepare ourselves during the next game week for this one, and that's something I will need to look into. And our first change actually is going to have a bit of something to do with this game week. Then I will definitely do some planning and plan for the next 2 game weeks in advance, as I haven't done that yet. So who do I want to change in my team? I want to change Kevin Mirallas, because even if he had some good performances, they weren't that great. And if you look at Kevin Mirallas recently, he has been barely playing, coming up as a substitute, and in the last 4 game weeks he did nothing for us. So I feel like this is the point to change him and maybe get a cheaper option, someone who will play in this very short game week, because we're choosing a Bournemouth player this time, and let's just hope that that it will work for us. And that player is going to be, let's go to Bournemouth. Actually, it's going to be Joshua King, who is a very good option, a cheap one, 5.3 million. He actually is a good goal scorer. He scored 3 goals in his last 5 games. For Bournemouth, and I think that he might be a good sub for Mirallas. Definitely more likely to play, and if he scores something, if he gets some assists, that's definitely positive for us. So we'll be substituting Mirallas for King, and that's going to be my transfer. And then I will have to definitely do some serious planning of what to do, maybe do some double transfers, lose some points, etc, etc, just to bring this team to life and get at least some points. I think if we get around 25-30 points on this very short game week, I will be happy with myself. Fortunately, let's make a transfer here, confirm it. I think Everton is playing, so I've got 2 players there already. Let's see who we have from here. You see, we've got a Bournemouth player, Everton player, West Brom player, Hull player, Liverpool player. So we do have some players who will play then, but not all of them, of course. We have to bring in Jakupovic for De Gea. Then we've got, of course, who I wanted to bring is Adam Lallana right here, and I wanted to bring Ndiaye right here for Patrick Van Aanholt and play something like this this time around. And I want to give Diego Costa the captain band because why not? I think he's playing against Swansea, who are playing better and better and better, but maybe they won't be able to stand their chances against the mighty Chelsea. So that's going to be my team for this game week. Let's of course save that and prepare ourselves for the game week. So before we go, of course, we need to check out some recommendations for you guys. Before we do that, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. So the theme for today's recommendations are very cheap players, as Joshua King, who I bought, but even cheaper. And in defense, we've got Eric Peters from Stoke. He's definitely a starter for Stoke, so you won't have to worry about those points, because as you can see, he's starting in every single game since the game week 5, so that's absolutely awesome. He's very cheap at just 4.6, and actually a lot of people choose him as his as their player, because 7.5% of you like Eric Peters in your team. He's got some difficult games right now, but we don't care about that in here. We care about how cheap players are and what return you can get for the cheapest players possible. So in midfield, we've got Darren Fletcher, 4.5, so even cheaper, and 10% of people are having Darren Fletcher, the Man United legend, I would say. And he actually can bring some results. If you can see, in his last 4 games, he got a goal, he got an assist, which is not bad for a player who costs 4.5. Just 4.5, but the West Brom are doing really fine this season, so you know, I've got 2 West Brom players in my team, and especially if you want to equip yourself for this short game week, Darren Fletcher might be an answer for you. And at striker, we've got a Burnley player who I think is also playing in the short game week. It's Ashley Barnes, also 4.5. He's a starter for Burnley as well. He also scored and had an assist in his last 4 games. So I think if you really need someone super cheap, you might as well get Ashley Barnes and maybe get yourself some point, and if not, he will not do worse than some players who are even more expensive, and that's kind of this point of these recommendations. So that's going to be the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. You can, of course, check me out on Twitter and write to me in the comment section. I will see you soon. Bye!